My name is Caroline Jenkins, and you're in Bethlehem Lutheran Church in Hickory, North Carolina.
I love the diversity of this church. There's a lot of ages. Our youngest member is 3 years old, and our oldest member is 92, and there's just a lot in between. I've never been involved in a church that is so tight-knit.
I first learned about Living Waters for the World from my boss. He talked to me about it at work and said, I'd really like to come to your church. And I was on council at the time, and so I presented it to council. And as soon as he left the door, someone said, we got to do that. In April of 2010, I went with Clean Water U and I fell in love with it.
I was just so in love with those instructors, and just they made the material so easy and so hands-on, and I thought, I can do this, I can totally do this. The value of Living Waters for the World, they teach us, then I in turn become the teacher and teach the leaders of the community.
I reached out to one of my instructors at the time, and he said, well, there's this little town in Honduras that I think would be a perfect first-time opportunity for a church your size. So it was a wonderful experience, that first trip, and it seems like everyone caught the bug, and we've been going strong ever since.
The impact of clean water is everything. If the kids are sick, they can't go to school. When we first went there, we had talked to the medical people there, and kids especially were getting sick. I mean, stomach virus, diarrhea, parasites. When we went back and checked a year later, found out that only 1 to 2 people come in with stomach problems.
The impact of Living Waters for the World and having sustainable water is words can't even describe. As a mom, knowing that my kids would miss so much school because they couldn't have clean water because they were sick from intestinal parasites, it was heartbreaking for me to know that. That is another reason why I chose to make a real impact. Teaching, the key elements of how important it is to wash your hands and to drink clean water. It's just those 2 easy lifestyle changes can make a big impact on those young children's lives, and then they grow up to be adults who continue to pass on the baton.
I was working with the VBS, the Bible school, and we did a lot of different topics. We did the creation story, we did the germs, and when to use the water, when not to use the water.
We handed out Play-Doh, and it was a practice that we were using to teach the parents about germs and how they could help their children learn about germs.
There was kids coming from communities 3 hours away that would walk every single morning to come to school, and that just blew my mind.
Well, with God changing everyone, God obviously brought us there to help change them, but I feel like they changed us a lot just on how they live their life and how simple it is, but how happy they are.
The extent of it, that was hard to explain. I don't think there's a word in the English language that describes how loving and how passionate and how excited these kids were about water and God. They were amazing. We didn't speak the same language, but everybody smiles the same, everybody laughs the same, loves the same.
There was this gentleman, Ramon, and Ramon had a little granddaughter who came to visit him at the water building every single day. She came and he would just get the hugest grin, and he told me that, this is my granddaughter, and he was so proud of her, and he was so appreciative that his granddaughter was going to have clean water to drink that he didn't have growing up, but that he was going to have now and going forward. It's very special and very near and dear to my heart to be able to, be part of a little small 100 parishioner congregation and go touch lives of hundreds and hundreds of people.
So when I first came here, I wasn't thinking about, like, didn't know I was gonna be involved in a water mission trip, but because I was, it changed my life completely. Like, it changed my whole outlook, how I look on things. It's hard to convey the emotions that were felt and the connections that were made between me and, like, the children, or me and, like, the other people there. Like, I can't say it enough for you to understand, like, the feeling that was there.
This little girl, she came up to me and she gave me this little ring. It was green and it had silver in it, and she said that she wanted me to have it, you know, and I was like, oh, why? You know, I was like, this is beautiful, it's yours, you know. And she held up her finger and she had one just like it, and she was like, just so I'll always remember you and we'll always be together. It was hard to say goodbye.
You develop relationships that you'll never forget. And even though you may never talk to them again, you still have them in your prayer.
We can take away we take away memories of friendship.
I would say absolutely. Don't even think about it. Just do it. You don't need a big team. You just need to have a big heart and a will to serve.